John B. Watson, life, work, and legacy. Slight pause. How he shaped the field of behaviorist psychology for eternity. Welcome to the fascinating story of John B. Watson, the father of behaviorism, a man whose ideas transform psychology and marketing alike. Join us as we explore his life, work, controversies, and enduring legacy, revealing how one man's vision reshaped our understanding of human behavior. Chapter 1. Early life and family background. John Broadus Watson was born on January 9, 1878, in Travelers Rest, South Carolina. As the fourth of 6 children, his early years were shaped by hardship and conflicting influences that deeply informed his later work. His father, Pickens Butler Watson, struggled with alcoholism and left the family when John was just 13. This abandonment exposed Watson to emotional neglect and instability. In contrast, his mother, Emma Keziah Watson, was a strict Baptist who imposed rigid moral codes forbidding drinking, smoking, and dancing. She hoped John would become a minister, reflected in his namesake, John Broadus. As Watson matured, he rejected these religious beliefs, embracing atheism and distancing himself from introspective psychology, which he later criticized. Economic struggles led Emma to sell their farm and move to Greenville, exposing Watson to stark contrast between wealth and poverty. These early experiences planted the seeds for his lifelong fascination with how environment shapes behavior. Chapter 2. Education and formative academic years. At 16, Watson began his academic journey at Furman University, a Baptist institution. Despite a modest start, his intellectual curiosity blossomed. He studied philosophy, mathematics, Latin, and chemistry, working as a chemistry lab assistant to support himself. This hands-on experience sharpened his empirical approach. Mentorship from psychology professor Gordon Moore inspired Watson to explore psychology beyond dogma. By 1899, he earned an accelerated master's degree, a testament to his drive. In 1900, Watson moved to the University of Chicago for graduate studies. Initially drawn to philosophy and influenced by John Dewey, he soon shifted focus to experimental psychology, embracing objective, measurable science over introspection, a cornerstone of behaviorism. His doctoral research linked brain myelination to learning ability, bridging physiology and psychology. Graduating with a PhD in 1903, Watson was equipped to revolutionize psychology. Chapter 3. Early academic career and the birth of behaviorism. Watson's early career began at the University of Chicago, collaborating on animal sensory studies. In 1908, he joined Johns Hopkins University as a psychology professor and later lab director, gaining resources to expand his research. Inspired by Ivan Pavlov's classical conditioning experiments, Watson believed all behavior could be conditioned through environmental stimuli. His animal studies, including maze learning in rats, supported this. In 1913, Watson published Psychology as the Behaviorist Views It, a manifesto calling for psychology to focus solely on observable behavior, rejecting introspection. This paper marked a turning point, pushing psychology towards scientific rigor. Watson's emphasis on stimulus-response patterns challenged views of inner mental states. His experiments laid the foundation for behaviorism, influencing therapy, education, and marketing. Controversies and critical turning points. Watson's career was marked by achievements and controversy. His 1920 Little Albert experiment conditioned a child to fear a white rat by pairing it with a loud noise. While groundbreaking, it raised ethical concerns about consent and harm. His affair with assistant Rosalie Rayner led to a public divorce and dismissal from Johns Hopkins, complicating his legacy. Critics argued Watson's focus on behavior ignored human cognition and emotion. Yet his empirical methods paved the way for behavioral therapies and modern psychology. Chapter 5. Transition to advertising and later career. After academia, Watson applied behaviorist principles to advertising. At J. Walter Thompson Company, he introduced scientific methods to study consumer behavior, pioneering emotional conditioning in marketing. By associating products with positive emotions, advertisers could shape preferences predictably. Watson also developed consumer testing, transforming advertising into a data-driven science. His innovations extended to radio advertising, crafting campaigns using auditory stimuli to evoke responses. Watson reshaped marketing and demonstrated behaviorism's practical power. Personal life and relationships. Watson's personal life was complex. He married Mary Ickes in 1901, and they had 2 children. However, his affair with Rosalie Rayner led to a divorce and remarriage in 1921. Together they co-authored Psychological Care of Infant and Child, advocating for strict, emotionally detached child rearing, a reflection of Watson's views. Critics argued this approach was too cold and harmful. His children faced emotional struggles, highlighting contradictions between theory and reality. After Rosalie's death in 1935, Watson battled depression and alcoholism, retreating into reclusion and destroying many personal papers. Watson retired in the 1940s to a quiet Connecticut farm, withdrawing from public life. Despite struggles, his work in advertising and psychology left a lasting mark. He died on September 25, 1958, at age 80. His legacy was mixed, celebrated for pioneering behaviorism and consumer psychology, yet criticized for ethical lapses and scandals. His death marked the end of an era, but his influence continues today. John B. Watson changed psychology by focusing on observable behavior and environmental influence. His work paved the way for experimental psychology, behavioral therapy, and education. In advertising, he introduced scientific rigor shaping modern marketing and consumer research. Though criticized for ethical oversights and environmental determinism, Watson's ideas underpin therapies like applied behavior analysis and cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, a common modern-day treatment for many mental health difficulties. His legacy blends scientific breakthrough with cautionary lessons in ethics. John B. Watson's life was one of innovation, controversy, and lasting influence. From a troubled childhood to the father of behaviorism, his journey reshaped how we understand human behavior. His work continues to inform psychology, education, and marketing, reminding us that scientific progress requires balancing innovation with ethics. His story challenges us to reflect on the complexities of human nature and the ongoing quest to unlock the mysteries of behavior, inspiring future generations to pursue knowledge with both rigor and responsibility. Whether seen as visionary or cautionary, Watson's legacy endures, a testament to the power of ideas to transform our world. Thanks for watching.